Alrighty, what is going on, guys? Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be covering the dumbbell goblet squat. And this is a great variation for anybody who's A, a beginner, or even intermediate and advanced. It's great. But also B, people who have trouble with doing heavy barbell back squats or heavy barbell front squats or really any barbell movement. This is a great compromise because it does work your legs. It's also going to work your core. So this is a great kind of substitute, but also a main piece that should be in your training. So I'm going to talk about how to do it, what it's going to work, and the kind of mistakes we can correct through. I've seen just coaching people, the mistakes I've seen we can kind of correct through this video. All right, so let's get started. What you're going to do is grab your dumbbell. All right, it's pretty heavy for me, so I'm going to show you a couple different views, front and side view. All right, so what you want to do is grab this dumbbell, bring it up right by your chest, okay? So it shouldn't be so close, but don't have it far away either, because the farther away you go, the more it's going to put pressure on your low back, on your lumbar spine, okay? So have it about close, but not right against, but not too far away. And one thing I want you to think about is keeping those elbows straight down, okay? Keep your elbows pointing straight down. That means also squeeze your armpits. I love that one because it really makes people kind of think about, okay, elbows straight down. Because the more you go out there, you're turning it into less of a leg exercise, more of a shoulder and a bicep exercise, trying to keep that weight up. Keep that right by your side, armpits closed, elbows by your side. From there, once you have this position, make sure core is working, right? So if I'm gonna punch you in your lower abs, you should be pushing your stomach out to kind of help that punch, okay? So brace for that punch, elbows down, core is tight. From there, start with a hip hinge, and that's basically just push your butt back a little bit. Don't go all the way where you go into like an anterior tilt, like a Kim Kardashian thing, but with your core brace, push the hips, and then drop down into that squat. Right back up, okay? So let's do it again. With the core tight, hinging the hips, drop down into the squat. This is where you can bend your knees and come right back up, okay? I'll show you the front. So elbow straight down, core's tight, hinge back through the hips, push, drop down into the squat, and right back up, okay? So some things to think about as I go through these. Watch my knees, okay? So as I do my squat, my knees are not coming in. Keep those knees out, okay? So know there, let those knees open up a little bit. I see a lot of people when they try to squat, they're either A, too close, and they try to just go like that, push their butt back and squat, or when they come down, their knees collapse. Keep those knees out. This kneecap should be over your second or third toe, honestly, okay? So when you squat down, the kneecaps are gonna be over your second or third toe. So grip the ground with your feet. I love telling people that, like, try to rip the ground apart with your feet. That will help you with those knees, okay? So grip the ground with your feet, core tight, butt's gonna be turned on, hinge back through the hips a little bit, and drop down into that squat, okay? I'm gonna pick it up again. And then from there, from this position, what you should think about is pushing your feet into the ground, okay? So if you have your feet, obviously, push your feet into the ground and stand up. That will help you think explosiveness off the ground, okay? So let's do it again. Once we're here, knees stay out, don't let them come in, knees stay out, push your feet in the ground, stand up and squeeze your butt. Other angle, one more time. Hips, push the knees out, squat down to a comfortable depth. This is always a coach's lovely pleasure. It depends on the person. I have long legs and I have previous hip and low back issues, so it honestly depends wherever your range of motion is. Now, I don't mean this is a squat. No, it's not a squat. But if you're trying to get so low that your lumbar spine, your low back is rounding, it's not worth it. Like, you don't have that range of motion, and that's okay. Get to a comfortable depth, wherever that is. Once you see yourself, I have a little mirror over here so I can see. Once you see yourself starting to round that low back, just stop. There's no reason for you to keep pushing past that limit of where your body can't go. If you can't get there without weight, why are you gonna get there with weight? That doesn't make any sense. So go to a comfortable position, and there are things you can do to improve your squat depth, and it's a whole different video for a different day, but get to about wherever's comfortable and then come back up, okay? So one more time, elbows down, core's tight, squeezing my armpits, feet are on the ground, no lifting toes. I see a lot of people, I say, push your butt back. You hear that cue all the time, push your butt back. They lift their toes. No, you need your toes to be in the ground, okay? So grip the ground with your feet, grip the ground apart, rip it apart, descend into your squat. The whole time your feet should be flat, okay? Feet should be flat, core should be tight. I'm coming back up, okay? So that's the dumbbell goblet squat. Again, most, out of breath. Common mistakes I see is that lumbar spine rounding, right? So you're trying to get so low to where your body just can't go there, okay? So go to a comfortable depth. One big thing that we talked about, the knees. Make sure they don't cave in. Keep them out. Good girl, bad girl. What else? Core is a big one, especially with this kind of squat variance. If your core is not tight, you're gonna collapse. And that's why, again, if you have like low back issues especially, this is good for you because it puts the weight front loaded and it makes you won't have a choice. You'll have to use your core. So this is really good if you have low back issues, okay? So those are the 3 big things I see. It's really all I got for you guys. So if you have questions, concerns, if you want me to check your video out to see if you're doing this exercise right, send it to me. I'll be happy to help you, okay? So thank you so much, guys, for watching. We'll talk soon.